So ETH has that balance of being more risky than Bitcoin because it's less decentralized, we talked about before, less pure, but it still has the massive network adoption that we're looking for, which is the thing that drives prices. And network adoption is just not people buying it, it's people using it and applications being built on it. It's how you connect all the people on the network. And ETH is still far superior than anything else, but these others are coming up from a lower base. So it's that balance of risk reward. I mean, there will be lots of times you'll have FOMO if you own ETH because something else will do a lot better. Now, that's what the Bitcoin investors will say too is, okay, fine, other chains may outperform, but we're happy with the security and the safety of owning Bitcoin, and that's fine too. There's always a risk curve somewhere across all financial markets. It's a terrible FOMO market. So 1 minute it looks like Solana, next minute you've missed the run in Terra, and then you've missed AVAX, and then you've missed Polkadot. You know, it's a nightmare. So the answer is I literally have no idea. You notice that there's a huge amount of investors who are very bullish on Terra still. A lot of people that I think are very important investors in the space are very bullish on Polkadot still, and they have been for a long time. It's never really done what everybody expected it to do, but you got to keep your mind open to these things. Or it could be something else. Something else comes out of the blue, finds a different use case, and before you know it. So it's really hard to trade this kind of stuff.
When you call it the greatest trade in the world, to me that means there's a selling point. You buy it and sell it. That's a trade. Will you be selling the news on ETH 2.0?
It depends whether it goes into the news on a high or into the news on a low. It depends how the price action is. Now, and ETH won't remain the greatest trade forever. Don't forget, I bought ETH, I don't even remember what price. It was a long way ago and a lot lower. So, that's proven itself out. It did 500% last year or 480%. So, you don't have to reprove the trade every year now from my entry price. Will I trade out of ETH into something else? For sure. When? No idea. Or will I just add other tokens, protocols, opportunities, and just keep my ETH holding? I really don't know. I keep it fluid. Unless I see something that fundamentally seems wrong. Maybe the sharding on ETH allows for breakages that we didn't perceive, and it becomes more difficult to use when you go to ETH 2.0 and it takes a while to get it right. Well, maybe things move to other chains for a while, and that's fine too. So it's not a crusade for me. It's a opportunistic investment. I think it's a long-term investment. I don't really think, I've already been in the trade for well over a year. Am I likely to be in the trade for the next 3 years? Most likely. Could I sell out of half of it if ETH's trading at 20K? For sure.
I recently heard that you only hold one Bitcoin now. My question is, why?
You know the answer to this. Generally speaking, listen, I understand there's a philosophy to the space and people want there to be Bitcoin at the base center of money, and that may end up playing out over time. But my job is as an investor, not a philosopher. And my job as an investor is to look for better returns. So a long time ago, about a year and a half ago, I switched most of my Bitcoin holdings into ETH, and then I bought a basket of alts to get different exposure to different parts of the market, because you don't really know what's going to get traction and what's not. So over time, I continued to reallocate my Bitcoin into ETH.